Okay, so I want to point out a commonality that Marxists have with right wingers. So my last video is a short video about Tucker Carlson and the fact that he believes in prima nocta. So prima nocta was a legal, I suppose, legal right in medieval Europe, allowing laws to have sexual relations with any female subject, particularly on the wedding night. And this is famously in the movie Braveheart, anti-English propaganda as well. So I think Mel Gibson is a hardcore Catholic, and he's got a hate boner for Protestant England. Now my stance is I'm not religious, and I don't particularly like either sides of Christianity in that regard. So I don't know if he calls in that fight, but because he was anti-Catholic, he basically made anti-English propaganda, and Braveheart is just full of lies and historical misinformation. Okay, so prima nocta mean it's Latin for prime nookie. Okay, so that's a joke, by the way. Anyway, so Tucker Carlson believes in this, as I showed in my last video, but Tucker Carlson is basically a Marxist, in my opinion, because in the origin of the family private property and state in 1884, socialist Fredrick Engels argued it was real and had an anthropological origin. So the prima nocta was real because I want to believe it was real, right? And Frederick Engels, in his book, Private Property, in the Origins of the Family, Private Property in the State, because I've read this book, okay, I'm paraphrasing, but it's in there, I promise you that. He said that patriarchal systems where men can hand down property to their sons is oppression of women, right? So that's basically giving men stability and inheritance, but systems where tribal systems where women can kick men out the home or out the village, right? Just get rid of them, just kick them out. That's equality, right? So it's not even like he's saying, oh, this system's unfair for women, let's have an egalitarian one. He's saying this system's unfair for women, but here's this female supremacist one that treats men as disposable. That's equality. He said that, okay? So Frederick Engels is a massive mangina. He's a Marxell, right? And Tucker Carlson agrees with him on prima nocta. He believes that prima nocta exists. And in 1910, Celtic scholar Ridley Stokes said that existence of the practice was evidence, though not proved, to existed in Ireland because of reasons, just because he says it exists, right? Okay. In 1913, Scottish legal scholar Hector McKinsey concluded, based on historical evidence, that the practice existed in Scotland in early times. Okay, based on historical evidence. So basically that means it never existed. I'm just bullshitting. Italian scholar Paolo Manzettiga, in his 1935 book The Sexual Relations of Mankind, said, well, while not a law, it was most likely a binding custom. So that basically means there's no proof it happened, but I say it happened and I believe it happened because of reasons. So it's just this sort of garbage passes as scholarship, and this is not a recent phenomenon, right? This is 19th and early 20th century. Okay, now let's look at this. Wikipedia, violence against women. This is a separate issue from the prima nocta thing, but I just wanted to cover this because I noticed this when I was looking through this article. So, women suffer less violence than men. That's a fact. It's not up for debate. Women commit most of the domestic violence and child murder. So what they're doing, Wikipedia used to pay feminist women to write articles. I don't know if they still do that, but they probably do. Okay, so this series is lumping in random things, basically. So bride burning, that happened last in the 19th century, as far as I know. Dowry death. So honour killing. So 50% of honour killing victims are men, by the way. Femicide. There's no such thing as femicide. Period. It doesn't exist. It's about as valid as white genocide. Infanticide is done by women. Most child murders are done by women. Okay, pregnant women are perfectly safe, so I don't know why that's there. Child sexual innuation and false prostitution, all this sort of stuff is just being linked together. Like rape, sexual assault. Why is rape and sexual assault in a separate category? Campus sexual assault. So there's false campus sexual assault hysteria. Cyber sex trafficking. Don't even know what that fucking means. Right? Do they download and upload women via the internet and sell them? Okay. Mass sexual assault. That could be just put in sexual assault. Okay. Sexual violence. It's just the same issue being repeated over and over again in slightly different articles. Types of rape by deception, coercive, date, gang, genocidal, blah blah blah. Prison, statutory, virgin cleansing myth, widow cleansing, breast ironing. That's done by women. By the way, it's elder women doing it to younger women to make women less attractive. Right? Men haven't got a motive, so it's the same motive. Why it's the same motive as radical feminists who don't like objectification. Right? They don't like men looking at women they find attractive and getting aroused and having pleasure. So the elder women of the tribe just iron the breasts of the women, the younger women that the men lust after, just to ruin them. Foot binding is done by women, and now these are other random issues being linked in. Okay, so narcissistic abuse. Okay, that's done by women more than men because more women are narcissists. Gaslighting, that's a feminist tactic done by women more than men. Dating abuse, most dating done by women is actually relational aggression. Okay, so most men just don't pick up on that. Domestic violence mostly committed by women. Okay, management and pregnancy. Management, all right. Oh, forced abortion, forced marriage, forced abortion and forced pregnancy. So women are getting forced to abort. Captain Falcon, like going Falcon Punch, he's on the loose, and women are getting bred against their will. Like there's like rape vans driving up and down the country, and like the rape mob are like putting them in the vans and raping them and breeding them and letting them loose, and then they're doing a Falcon Punch on them as soon as they get out for the lols. So they're actually impregnating them and then aborting them again just for shits and giggles, right? Okay. Marriage by abduction, that's a massive concern in the 21st century. It happens left, right, and centre. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is just garbage. Marry your rapist laws. Okay, complete garbage. Complete garbage. Some issues have some validity. They might happen sometimes. They might have happened in the past historically, but they don't really happen anymore. And there's just other things about mental health and so personality disorders and stuff like that being forced in. Okay, so Wikipedia's gone to shit. This is trash, basically. Female genital mutilation is on there, even though it's illegal. Okay, I'm not saying it shouldn't be on there because it happened in the past and it's still legal in some countries, but it's not part of violence against women, really, is it? It's not a form of violence that women suffer uniquely more than men, is it? Okay, right. Over and out.